Hello students, in this video we are going to study the critical section problem. So before studying the critical section problem, you should know the two terms, that is race condition and the process synchronization. So what is race condition here? A race condition is nothing but a situation, you can say it is a situation where the more than one process or several processes are going to access and manipulate the same data or even the resources simultaneously. Okay, race condition is what? A race condition is a one situation in which there are more than one processes, or where several processes access and manipulate the same data and resources simultaneously, and the result and the outcome of the execution depends on the particular order in which the access takes place is called as race condition. Okay, so what is the race condition? Got it, no? A race condition is a situation that occurs when a device or system attempts to perform two or more operations at the same time, but because of the nature or the device of the system, the operations must be done in a proper sequence to be done correctly. It means, or even you can say a race condition in a simple manner, you can say a race condition is a situation in which where the several processes access and manipulate the same data and resources simultaneously. Okay, and the result or the outcome depends on the how the execution depends on the particular order, okay, in which the access has taken place is called as a race condition. So now the race condition is a situation which occurs in a critical section. Remember, there is this condition or this race condition is going to occur in a critical section. So what is the solution for this race condition? So the solution is here, you can say we have to ensure that only one process at a time can be manipulating. To make that, we require that the process synchronized in some way. Okay, so what is the solution of this race condition? We have to ensure that only one process at a time can be manipulating or can be accessing the same resource, okay, and data, you can say. So now one more term I told, that a process synchronization. What is this process synchronization? It is the task of coordinating the execution of processes in a way that no two processes can have access the same shared data and the resources. Whenever it is nothing but process synchronization is nothing but it is a task where we are going to we have to ensure that only no two processes can access the shared memory, shared data and the resources. That is nothing but the process synchronization. Clear? So now we will see what critical section. So before explaining the critical section problem, you should know what is critical section here. So now the critical section, a critical section is nothing but when more than one processes access a same code segment. For example, we are writing or we have written the C program, for example. So when more than one processes access the same code segment. So segment is nothing but a part of a program or part of that particular code, you can say. So when more than one processes access a same code segment, that segment is known as the critical section. Okay, clear? When more than one process are accessing a same code segment, that segment is known as a critical section. Okay, just imagine here that we have written one C program. So we can partition there that one is a common code and one is a uncommon code. So that common code has been accessing or used by the number of processes. So critical section is what now? When more than one process are accessing the same code, that segment is nothing but a critical section. Clear? So now whenever we are executing the critical section code segment, so there is a situation arise that, so that is nothing but a critical section problem. So it is what it contains here. The critical section may contain here the shared variables or the resources which are needed to be synchronized to maintain the consistency of a data variable. Clear? So now what is critical section problem here? So if multiple processes are accessing the critical section concurrently or simultaneously, then the result may be inconsistent. So that problem is nothing but a critical section problem. So now uh, a, a single a particular action is going to be required here in a critical section, that is only one process can execute in its critical section at a time. Okay, so if the multiple processes are executing the same code segment, that section is a critical section. So it is the solution for this here, only one process at a time can execute the critical section. So all the other remaining processes have to wait until the process should complete its execution. Clear? Under its critical section. Okay, so we'll see a critical section problem. So you can see here there is a diagram. So that diagram demonstrates here the critical section. So entry section is there and critical section is there, and then exit section, then reminder. So when more than one processes are accessing the same code, that is nothing but a critical section. Okay, so according to the diagram you can see here there is an entry section, then exit section. So entry section does what here? It acts as a gateway for a process to enter inside the critical section. So in middle we have written here the critical section. So entry section is what? It acts as a gateway, or it is a gate where the number of processes are going to enter inside its critical section. Okay, so now in entry section it ensures that only one process should be present inside the critical section at any time. Clear? It does not allow the more than one processes to enter inside the critical section if one process is already present in it. Okay, if already one process is busy in executing the critical section, then if the process has arrived to enter its critical section, then it must wait here. Okay, so now a critical section is a part of program where shared resources are accessed by the various processes or various cooperative processes, you can say. So after that exit section is there. So exit section is what? It acts as an exit, or we can say we are going to come out from that entry or from that gate for a process to leave that critical section. So when a process when a process takes exit from the critical section, then some changes are made so that the other processes can enter inside the critical section. Okay, so what are the changes it is going to do? I told earlier that what is critical section? It is going to access the same data and the same resources, right? So in whenever the process is going to be exit from the critical section, it has to release the resources. Okay, so that is nothing but the change it has to do before exiting from its critical section. So now after this you should know here what is the solution for this critical section problem now. So a solution to the critical section problem must satisfy here the three conditions. You can see here the three conditions are mutual exclusion, progress, and the bounded waiting. There are three requirements for this solution to the critical section problem. So the first one is a mutual exclusion. So what is mutual exclusion here? The mutual exclusion is nothing but only one process can be inside the critical section at any time. So if any other processes require the critical section, then they must have to wait until it is free. So now the second condition is, or second requirement also you can say, a progress. So progress means if a process is not using the critical section, then it should not stop any other process from accessing it. Okay, so progress means what? If a process is not using the critical section, then it should not stop any other process from accessing it. So if any process can enter a critical section, if it is free. Okay, if the critical section is free, then any other processes can enter the critical section. So now what is bounded waiting here? So bounded waiting means each process must have a limited. Bounded is nothing but a limitation. Bounded waiting is each process must have a limitation or a boundary, you can say. So in terms what boundary it is, so or what limitation it is going to have, a waiting time. Clear? Bounded waiting means each process must have a limited waiting time. Okay, it should not wait infinitely to access the critical section. If the process is waiting to enter in critical section, just for a particular specific time it has to wait. It should not wait for infinitely. Okay, so this is what bounded waiting. So this is about the critical section. Clear? Thank you.